This Valentine's Day themed SB Dunk might be the first collaboration for Strangelove Skateboards, but it's hardly Sean Cliver's first ever project with Nike. Let's take a closer look at this upcoming SB Dunk Low by Strangelove Skateboards. What's going on, guys? You're watching Sneaker News on YouTube, and today we're taking a closer look at the Nike SB Dunk Low by Strangelove Skateboards. Before we do that, just do us a quick favor, please hit that subscribe button. We'll get right into it. A huge thanks to Saving Goods for lending us this pair. If you want to get these early, check the links below. As we mentioned at the start of this video, this is the first official collaboration with Strangelove Skateboards, but the brand founder, Sean Cliver, has been working with Nike SB for quite a while. He's worked on other dunks in the past, but before we touch on that, let's just go over the basics, of course. The official release date is February 1st, and that's for the Strangelove Skateboards exclusive Deluxe Package that comes with a special slide-out box and all that. And on skate shops, the shoes will release on February 7th. So these are a Valentine's Day dunk inspired release. It just seems like a fitting kind of time to drop a shoe because the word love is in their brand name. And so they decided to go with a very classic kind of color combo. As you can see, there's crushed velvet that kind of speaks to like the stuffed animals that you might typically see given out during the holidays. The same velvet is also in the interior lining as well as the tongue. And they went with the classic suede for the overlay, just to give it that skate shoe durability. The classic fat laces, now standard on Nike SB shoes. You have a translucent pink, and you see all these little pink dots that they dotted all in the sole. The red and the blue is actually the official colors of Strangelove Skateboards. Now the insole, they have a custom insole graphic that features Sean's artwork. Of course, on the heel, where a lot of the Nike SB dunks like to kind of flex a little bit of unique flavor. Skull heart logo that Sean's been kind of doing for quite a while. It's his specific artwork that's been infused in this. So again, like we said, the word love is in Strangelove. It seems like a perfect mix to commemorate the Valentine's Day holiday. And of course, like we mentioned, the shoes are dropping in early February. So it's all kind of timed perfectly for that holidays. As we mentioned, Sean Cliver has been in the skateboard game for a while, but he's also known as an artist. He's known mostly for his custom skate decks. And that illustration of a skull is basically what he's probably most recognized for. You see that on a lot of his skate decks. Also in works in the past, and you can buy skate decks with Strangelove artwork on it right now. In his blog, he mentions that he's done some work with Nike SB in the past. He helped Skate Park of Tampa design that Gasparilla shoe, and for 2012 Christmas, he did that Krampus Dunk High. So he's definitely done work with Nike SB in the past. He has an idea of how they like to kind of craft materials, but when Nike SB hit him up for a Valentine's Day themed shoe, this is the idea he came up with, and he mentions that basically in the first sample go around, they pretty much got it on the dot. And the only thing he changed was adding the hearts in the sole. He added the red and the blue, again, as a nod to the Strangelove official colors. So again, this kind of harkens back to like the wilder age of Nike SB when they're just kind of experimenting with crazy materials and colors. Again, we don't really need to say that SB dunks and dunks in general are making this huge comeback, and it's this kind of crazy shoe that people are really, really into. It's a shoe that can kind of live on in infamy later on in terms of like resale value. That's what a lot of people seem to associate with dunks these days. It's kind of hard to tell, but because of the fact that they do have a special package version, and it does have all these crazy materials, and it does have artwork, and typically artwork-based dunks have just done really well. There's Futuras, for example, Pusshead, what have you. These definitely have potential to be like a classic later on down the line, but of course, that remains to be seen. It depends on how people receive this shoe. I mean, it's basically a pink and red shoe, and again, if you think back, pink shoes and Nike SB just have done really well. We have the Uncles, the Sushi Dunk Lows. It's just a color that kind of seems to fit well because it just seems like it wouldn't match with skateboarding, but it totally does. And as we mentioned, there's two different release dates that you need to know about. On February 1st, there's a deluxe package that's going to be exclusive to Strangelove Skateboards. They made a custom slide-out box that's supposed to mimic like a Valentine's Day chocolate box or something like that. It comes with Valentine's Day cards and all this extra stuff. And on February 7th, you'll probably get just the extra laces and a classic SB box. We don't actually have the shoe box for this because these are actually a sample, but this is basically an accurate representation of what you're going to get with the shoe. So again, first ever collab for Strangelove Skateboards, but definitely not Sean Cliver's first. We expect there to be more Strangelove Nike SB down the line, we hope. That's basically just a quick overview of the shoe. It looks great in hand. The materials are great. This crushed velvet's a really nice touch. Interesting to see what it'll look like after it gets skated in, but again, we're not really sure how many of you out there are actually skating in these. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. Let us know in the comments what you think about these dunks, and we'll catch you in the next video.